Good morning and welcome back to Blue Thumb Adventures. I'm Ashley. And this is going to count as our hot mess March garden tour. So we will start here. We've got some calendula. My goal is to add more flowers into the garden for beauty this year or this season. We've got forget-me-not. We have another one over here. We planted that from seed when we had our miscarriage in July. We've got some Malabar spinach here. It's supposed to climb up this trellis. So far it's really slow to take off. This bed, we've got some celery. This is where our carrots were. They were bolting pretty bad, so we still have some scragglers we left. And our onions are already starting to flower, so I'm gonna have to harvest those. So we've got some celery and onions in here. This bed will transform pretty soon. Back here, this is our hot pepper bed. I've got some hot peppers over there. Those are all overwintered, so they're not looking so hot, but they should bounce back pretty soon. We've got our rosemary. If you're wondering about these beach balls, it's to keep the birds away because I planted some seeds and they like to pull out my seedlings. So we put some cucumber seedlings back there. We've got our parsley, rosemary, sage. We've got our oregano back there. Back up a little bit. The first bed when you come into the garden, this was a brassica bed, or our kale and garlic bed, I would say. I had to take all the kale and collard greens out because it's too hot. Our Swiss chard is still going. To be honest, I have it there for looks because I haven't tried to eat it to see if it's too bitter yet, which I should probably try, but it brings me joy with the color in the garden, so I leave it. This is all planted out with bush green beans. I'm just waiting for those to sprout up. And then we saw that pepper bed. This bed right here, I'll come around. This is where we had our cilantro. I've let it go to seed for the pollinators. We've got strawberries, the biggest the biggest spinach I've ever seen in my life. Look at this, the size of my hand. Now I'm sure that's probably bitter by now. I'll have to try it and see. But under there, you can't really see, but there's more strawberry plants. So once that gets harvested, the strawberries will do even better. I also put some watermelon seeds in this bed to climb up this trellis. So we'll see how that goes. On the other side of that bed is where we had our lettuce, which is now all bolted. I was leaving it for pollinators, but that will be coming out soon as well. And then we'll figure out what we're going to put here. Now again, vacant area. It gets too hot and it's not on irrigation. It's just too much for me to do in the summertime. The kids' sunflower patch over here, I had to shade it because this is the corner of death and it gets way too much heat. They've got a few little plants here, which I probably need to shade, but they got some green beans and a marigold. Now, when you come, this arch is gonna have watermelon, hopefully. I apologize for being out of breath. I'm currently 8 months pregnant, and that just comes with the territory. These are the kids' apple trees that they grew from apple seeds that they ate. Over here is probably my favorite part right now. This back wall, we've got tomatoes and marigolds. So in the front, all these tomatoes are Roma. We've got tomatillos there that will climb up. And then these are indeterminate cherry tomatoes that will also climb up. But it's looking pretty nice over here. I did good with adding more flowers in the garden. These Romas are doing great, but I think it's time to trellis, or cage the aromas and trellis the other ones. This is a Mexican sunflower. First time growing that, so I'm excited to see what that looks like. If we turn around, I'll go on the other side. This is our sweet pepper bed. This bed has given me lots of trouble last season. I've had so many plants in here and I kept killing them. So these are all sweet peppers that I've overwintered. They actually seem to be doing better than the hot peppers, and I actually see some peppers forming on them, so I'm excited. Also overwintered the eggplant. We'll see. We've got some blooms on there, so hopefully we get some eggplant. We've got some bush baby watermelon here in the corner. And, oh look, we've got peppers growing. That's exciting. And then along here I put pole green beans, so hopefully those will come up. If I turn around, this was where we had our cabbage and garlic. And now we've got 4 different kinds of squash and zucchini. I put these poles up here. I'm going to try and train them to go up so that they don't take up so much room in the walkway or the bed. But those are doing good. We've got flowers and female plants in there. Looking good. This bed doesn't have as much as it could have. We've got lots of empty spaces, more flowers, and then we've got lots of dill here, which is going to get too hot for. But I started a second round already that I'm going to put in a shaded area and see if I can keep it going for when we get cucumbers. And then we've got some random garlic that'll need to come out. And then the last bed is this front bed, which is on the other side of the entry. This is that Chinese forget-me-not that I said we planted for the miscarriage. First time growing it, and it's absolutely stunning. Look at that. Beautiful. So I have behind here more Malabar spinach to climb up, but you can't really see it. But this is stunning. This is another one here. And this is my in-bed worm composting. And I'm pretty sure those are zinnia seeds. I had zinnia planted here last season. And I'm pretty sure one of them dried out and fell in the worm bin. And now we've got all these, so I'm excited because, like I said, I wanted more flowers in the garden. So this is it. This is the Hot Mess Express quick March garden tour. And now it'll be operation make sure the garden is pretty self-sufficient so that I can relax when I have the baby. So the next video will probably be me mulching everything, getting everything ready so that it is more self-sufficient, and then of course planting a few more things. So that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to comment down below. Tell me what you're planting. Today's gonna be in the 70s, but it'll be in the 90s here in a couple days, so pretty warm already. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.